Good Morning Blues is underwritten by Atlanta Center for Cognitive Therapy. Cognitive therapy is a model of treatment for emotional problems occurring in individuals and relationships. Mark Gilson, Ph.D., the center director, is a former fellow and faculty at the center at University of Pennsylvania under Aaron T. Beck, M.D. The center psychologists primarily offer telehealth psychotherapy services online with your computer, tablet, or cell phone. For more information, 404-842-0555 or cognitiveatlanta.com.
You are listening to WRFG Atlanta. WRFG provides a voice for those who have been traditionally denied open access to the broadcast media through the involvement of a broad base of community elements to guarantee that access. In the utilization of the station's facilities and in its programs, the following communities will receive first priority: those who continue to be denied free and open access to the broadcast media, and those who suffer oppression or exploitation based upon class, race, sex, age, creed, sexual orientation, disability, or immigrant status.
Good morning, Blues! WRFG Atlanta.
Good morning, Blues. We'll brighten up your day as you put on your shoes. Yeah, yeah. You know it's got to be the way to wake up each and every day on WRFG in Atlanta. Good morning, Blues.
Good morning, Blues.
Good morning, Blues. This is Tony O'Malley on WRFG Atlanta.
Good morning Blues, Part 2, London to Louisiana, September the 11th. We are rocking and rolling and funking and brassing and singing and all kinds of stuff today. I am going to jam through as much as I can, but it's my last show I'll have about 3 weeks. I'll be gone in London, having a totally boring time, as you can imagine. But anyway, I will be back on show for October the 9th, which is the last of the Fun Drive show, which means that you'll have an opportunity to shower me with shekels as and when you feel so obligated. Meanwhile, all kinds of new stuff to get through. I think probably the big thing in the second half of the show you're going to enjoy is an interview with Mark Mullins of BONERAMA. And I'll tell you more about him and why later on. But it's to do with this tremendous show tonight. Woodenhead is hard to explain in the sense that you'll be hearing some music and you'll hear a deeper story all about them. But they're incredibly talented people who have a very unusual show tonight in the sense that the BONERAMA horns are going to join them. This is at the Weber School. I think it's pronounced Sadiq Theatre, which is a very groovy 350-seater, high-tech performing arts theatre, kind of like a mini center stage. Anyway, if as you're hearing more about this show and you're listening to the interview later, you think, oh, yeah, I'd like to do that. To get more information and to be able to purchase tickets, you can go to Steve's Live Music, or you can go to Woodenhead, or you can go to the Weber School Performing Arts Theatre. I'm sure there's 3 places to go. Meanwhile, New Orleans, lots of interesting stuff, lots of new stuff, probably 5 new albums this week I've picked some bits out of. One of which I started playing the other week, I'm going to go back to because it's kind of a groovy way to kick off. A very eclectic storyteller guitar player as opposed to a singer, but he's really unique. And I want to play some more. And then we're going to slide into more of the bards of New Orleans via Mr. Paul Sanchez, who has reworked, reconvened, readjusted, and reappointed some songs in a very unusual format by smacking you between the eyes with a string quartet on songs that you might recognize from before, but trust me, you might not. But even so, they're considered new, aren't they? Yes, of course they are. Then Big Chief and his granddaughter and a bunch of other stuff. So you're going to have a fun ride.
New Orleans, my darling, you had your way with me. From the bend of the river, clear on, out to sea. New Orleans, my darling, wherever I may roam, you never let me be. New Orleans, you had your way with me. Knocked down, counted out, passed over. Without a doubt, takes more than hurricanes. Keep us off our feet. New Orleans, you had your way with me. New Orleans, my darling, oh, the company I keep. New Orleans, you had your way with me. Hate to see you go. Love to watch you pass, what you do to me, baby. You don't know. Send me packing to Sunday Mass. Tough to get to you, slipping through all these snakes in the grass. Hate to see you go. Love to watch you pass. All the tea in China, that's still legal to say. Wouldn't make me happy without you on that boat, headed back my way. If I'm counting, and I'm counting, and it's been a minute or two, I'd like to take this time to pause. Sweet Jesus, get a look at you. Hate to see you go. Love to watch you leave. Here's to hoping we both got an ace in the hole, tucked up tight under our sleeve. Hate to see you go. Love to watch you pass. What you do to me, baby? You don't know. Send me packing a Sunday mass. Tough to get to you, slipping through all these snakes in the grass. Hate to see you go. Love to watch you pass.
I went down to SANCHEZ Infirmary and I saw my baby there. She was stretched out on a long white table. She was so cold, so pale, lying there. I tried so hard to keep from crying, but my tears poured like rain. She was all I had to live for, but now she's gone, she's gone, she's gone. Come on, son. I wanna be buried with a box back suit and a Stetson hat. I want a $20 gold piece on my watch chain, so all the gals and guys know I got standing pat. Now that you have heard my story, Mr. Bartender, pass me a bottle of that booze. And if anyone should ask you, you just tell them I died with the St. James Infirmary. Come on.
The International Night Market Atlanta presents the 5th edition of Around the World in the DTL on Friday, September 12th from 5 p.m. to 2 p.m. and Saturday, September 13th from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. The International Night Market will feature international food and artisan craft vendors and performances by local and regional artists. The event will take place at Lawrenceville Lawn, located at 210 Lucky Street, Lawrenceville, Georgia, 30046. For more information, the website is atlnightmarket.org. Once again, that's atlnightmarket.org. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by your listener-sponsored and supported radio station, WRFG 89.3 FM and WRFG.org.
That was Uncle Neff. He started out as Uncle Nephew, I think. Anyway, it's New Orleans drummer Shannon Powell and guitarist Darren Hoffman, who make interesting blends of stuff that brings in their New Orleans culture, but also steps into Hendrix, Cobain, stuff like that. Preceding that was the album I mentioned, Chris Vincent and the Raw Deals. I started playing that the other week, so I wanted to go back to it because it's very good, interesting, eclectic stuff. Sort of spoken, not sung, with New Orleans, My Darling, and Snakes. Going to go back to spoken to some degree by someone who's actually a terrific singer with an amazing voice, but this is delivered a little differently. Paul Sanchez has another new album. Let me grab it. Where is it? I forgot the title again. The Best Bards Know. And I believe he was titled The Bard of New Orleans some while ago by WWOZ's Bill DeTurk. Anyway, what you're going to hear is what I explained right back in the beginning. Different reincarnations, string quartet. Yes. When we come out the other side, we're going to go from class and cravats to brass that's very brash. So we're going to pump it up and get funky.
Night, don't make a sound. You just stay out of sight. Time you got a gun stuffed in his shirt tight. These disfigured streets and the whores lacerate you, but the best bards know where not to go. The best bards know where not to go. Jesus along the alleyway, pilgrims drunk on wine, sneaking down the subway, ready to sup or dine. When the evening is dark and you can't save a soul, the best bards know where not to go. The best bards know where not to go. How many dawns have we been through? Bridges over harbors, weary and blue. How many more dawns will there be? More time for you and more time for me. The lamplights white with dire suspicion. Blood means nothing down by the mission. We'll die in these ditches without ever bending. The best bards know love has no ending. The best buds know. Love has no ending. How many storms have we been through? Bridges over harbors weary and blue. And how many more dawns will there be? More time for you. Time for me. Night, don't make a sound. You just stay out of sight. Tommy got a gun stuffed in his shirt tight. We'll die in these ditches without ever bending. And the best bards know love has no ending. The best bards know love has no ending. You read the entire works of T.H. White, and I never asked you any questions, and you looked just like a movie queen last night. So I didn't mind the extra waiting, but you beat my arms with your slashing tongue, and it was no fun for me, in fact. It was black, jet black and jealous, and you stalked me slinky cat-like on the prowl. I shrug and pretend that I can't hear you, and you hold your breath until I ask you how. And then how yourself you shoot back in my face. You lick your fingers and you wipe your eyes, and you smear the streaking stains that are black, jet black and jealous. There's a blind rage building you can't control. You suck in the hot air, it comes out cold. You're building a cage that surrounds your soul and pulls you down, deeper down, 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 deeper down. And the people making love inside your head, but they have no life except for what you give them. Yeah, laughing, dancing, falling into bed, sickened by the scent of your suspicion. You cut yourself in the wee hours, and you don't bleed red. Instead, it's black, jet black and jealous. It's black, jet black and jealous. It's black, jet black and jealous.
The excellent Paul Sanchez there from the album The Best Bards to Know, Bandcamp or his website, usually the place to get it. All right, a bunch of newbies for you, but I'm going to try and trip you up. So let's see if you've got your concrete shoes on. It's funky, but could it be London? Could it be New Orleans? Sometimes hard to tell. And we're going to check you out for 3 or 4 tracks and see if you can follow the groove until we end up in Groovy More Than Funky, my favorite artist album for September from New Orleans, Sally Baby Silver Dollars.
Where you at, Atlanta? This is John Papa Grow, and you are listening to UK Bob, Good Morning Blues on WRFG. You're gonna have a great day. Yeah, you're right.
Something been worrying me for a long, long time.
A long time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I say something been worrying me for a long, long time. We started as a young man. Lord, the music was a hell of a thing. So we played some music that they never heard before. We got ourselves together and we knew it was time to go.
Time to go.
So we went down to the Union Hall and we played our dues. And a week later, they give us our money back. They said, ain't nobody gonna hire no tambourine man. And something went to running through my mind. Something I just didn't understand. We went to the city. Oh, New York City, here we come. I said we went to the city. New York City, here we come.
Here we come,
yeah. Oh, we rock Carnegie Hall. Lord, we was having some fun. Oh. And then we got some more bad news. Ah, they said we before our time. Oh, didn't know what to do.
9-volt man, and you're listening to WRFG Atlanta, Good Morning Blues with UK Bob. London to Louisiana. Dude plays the best music, man. Tune in, drop out, dig it.
Can't shut the funk
sucker to the bone. You can't shut the funk up. You can't shut the funk up. I'll turn you inside out. You can't shut the funk up. That's what I'm talking about.
Sizes, colors, textures, and flavors. But don't be fooled, because you got the old school and the new school. You see, there are no rules. You got your discount dog mount funk. You got your half-price Pete Wise funk. In fact, you got a little bit of your lowbrow, highbrow, pee-wee powwow funk. You've got your uneducated funk as well as your educated funk. And trust me when I tell you that funk comes in between. Indeed, the funkiest Jew I ever knew displayed the funk that was always true. It ain't no mystery, it's just a little bit of history. Funk's been around as long as Earth. In fact, funk's as old as dirt.
Today you be listening at all that hip-hop and rap.
Check this. D-funk, P-funk, rockin' with the wee-funk. The madder the monk, the fatter the funk, the bigger the beat, the quicker the freak. My friends come funky with the funked up heat. Never gonna be no torn up relic. I got a lot of love for funkadelic. Breaking it up and shaking up your frustration. You got to get with Grand Central Station. No, 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 no. Yeah. Layers and layers and layers of the musical mayors. My Ohio players. The crazy love I know comes from that Funko Joe, yeah. And Dr. John's around, that I know. P-Funk is the bomb, so be good to my ear hole.
Can't shut the funk up. Don't it make you feel unnecessary? Can't shut the funk up.
2025 Little 5 Points Halloween Festival and Parade on Saturday, October 17th and Sunday, October 18th. The Halloween Parade is on Sunday, and this year will start at noon. The Little 5 Points Halloween Festival and Parade is the biggest and spookiest Halloween celebration in the Southeast. It's a 2-day event featuring more than 100 vendors, plus live music, wrestling, skate ramps, and much, much more. In other words, there'll be plenty for you to sink your teeth into. So come join us for this fun community celebration of diversity, equality, and inclusion from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. on Saturday, October 17th and Sunday, the 18th. The Little 5 Points Halloween Festival and Parade is produced by the Little 5 Points Business Association. Please go to wrfg.org for a schedule of events, plus information about volunteer opportunities and how to apply to be in the parade. The deadline to apply for the parade is September 15th.
The fabulous Bonerama there with Blues for Ben, way back in the beginning. Gosh, I've known those guys 25 years, about a year after they started. That was the goal, having led through 4 funky tracks, just to get you in that groove, because it's relevant to Mark Mullins, the lead trombone for Bonerama, who's coming up a little bit later on, talking about the show tonight with quite a stage full of amazing people. WOODENHEAD, yes, I mentioned it earlier. You're going to hear more about that. Before that, Papa Grows Funk, Shakin', the Nigel Price Organ Trio, Chonky, yes, that's London, not New Orleans. Dr. John, Shot the Funk. And before that, New Orleans, but could have been somewhere else. Big Chief Monk BOUDREAUX and Spy Boy, their new album, and that was Low Down Dirty Blues. We'll have some more of that later in the show. Spy Boy is his grandson. Yes, interesting stuff. But time for us to head into my favorite album, Sally Baby's Silver Dollars. It's taken them forever to put stuff onto a recording that we can use. They've done a couple of Jam in a Van kind of things. What was the other thing they did? Oh, Tiny Desk. So trying to put the name out there. But they finally recorded. Personally, very, very enjoyable. See what you think.
There's a place way down within me, down in the mouth of the muddy Mississippi. Oh, we will go there in the Woo-Curry, pouring water for Daddy and his daughter. Come, Mr. O'Crummy, feed the bananas down in New Orleans. So I wanna go 6th Ward, 7th Ward, St. Rock all night, water well down in New Orleans. So I wanna go on me city, una ne owe Giacomo, fina ne ma ne couldn't fire. On me city, una ne owe Giacomo, fina ne ma ne couldn't fire. In New Orleans, wanna go home down in New Orleans, wanna go down in New Orleans, wanna go down in New Orleans, wanna go, wanna go. Certain magic enclosed inside. Hey, oh, it sounds from the doorway inside the floorboards. Oh yes, spirits sit silently screaming. Oh, where the monsters cannot hide. Darkness is tangled and twisted all around a honeysuckle vine. Don't tread upon that devil's shoestring. Evil is hobbled by the devil's shoestring. Cast away. From the light, stumbling back into the dead night.
The superb Sally Baby Silver Dollars is led by Salvatore Geloso. What an amazing voice this guy has. Terrific range, note, power, and he writes just groovy stuff and surrounded himself with some cool people one day. I think he said he was sitting having a coffee somewhere. He said, you know what? I'm really in the mood to put together a band that does this, this, and this. I just probably need to start with a bass player. And within seconds, I think it was Zach Valentine stood up and went, I'm in, that's me. And that's literally how it took off. I think he moved from the New York area down to New Orleans 15, 16 years ago. But personally, I find it super groovy, but particularly more than anything. Great vocalist. Okay, we're going to go to swing funk now and swing. You just got to decide, is it London? Is it New Orleans? And then we're going strictly to London to some very serious blues of someone who's no longer here. Yes, you are indeed driving on the left side of the dial. It's the right place for London to Louisiana every Thursday. Should you want to follow my social media, it's on Instagram, UK Bob, WRFG. It also means you get stuck with my mad humor as well. Go to YouTube, UKBob007, and you can replay the radio program along with any special tribute mixes I create, plus interviews. Carry on.
Hurry up and let me go to town. Oh,
stimulates me. Can't help but swing it, boy. Swing it, brother, swing. Don't stop the diddle-daddle. Stop this foolish prattle. Come on, slay me, boy. Swing it, brother, swing. Raring to go, and there ain't nobody gonna hold me down. Say, listen, boy, hurry up and send me, let me go to town, boy. Stop this diddle-daddle and this foolish prattle. Come on, slay me, boy. Swing it, brother, swing. Swing, brother,
Hi, this is Dana Gillespie from London, England, to tell you about the second best way to wake up. Just tune in to UK Bob and his Good Morning Blues show and feel good for 4 hours on WRFG Atlanta.
Hi, this is Solomon Burke, and I'm riding the blues train on Radio Free Georgia. Soul sounds, rhythm and blues, everything you want to know about the news. It's on the Soul Train tonight. The Blues Train.
Kevin Lois, Palm Court Jazz, Swing Brother Swing. Just to get a little retro from the funky stuff we left behind, the Nigel Price organ trio with Back At Ya. And they're from London. One of the acts I hope to see while I'm there. By the way, that was just 4 minutes of a swinging, funky 8-minute piece off his current album. I told you we were going to go to Strictly Blues, British Blues, and a story about someone we've lost. Sherman Robertson is who we're talking about. Before that, I wanted to slide a connector in there. There is a deluxe, what do they call it, expanded edition of an Eric Clapton album from '89, and I've forgotten the title because I'm old. Journeyman? Does that sound right? I think it is. I don't have anything in front of me, sorry. Anyway, there's about 4 extra tracks and some changes or remixes or something. And apparently it was a very, very, very popular album, but it's 45 years ago. Isn't that scary? Is it? No, wait a minute. 35 years ago. So you have to think about that for a minute. Anyway, to make the slide into British blues, I actually have one of the tracks that's not been released. It won't be till November. So please enjoy Eric Clapton with a song called Forever, and then I'll tell you the story.
That you'd be happy
talking of old stuff, my mate Marcus Malone sent me some. It's always a wonderful opportunity to pick on friends. I've known Marcus for 20 plus years. He sent me something super interesting to do with Sherman Robertson, who was often touring in England. It was quite common to see his name over there, aside from all the stuff that he did here. But you have to relate back to the beginning as to who he was and where he was from. He was from Breaux Bridge, Louisiana, so that keeps it in the New Orleans range. And he was swamp blues, zydeco, a real mixture singer and guitarist. I think that's what made him popular in England, because there was nothing conventional about him. Anyway, Marcus has kindly sent me an EP of fresh tracks that were left untouched, unfinished from a decade ago, because at the time, Blues Move were the band backing him. And it was around 2011, I think. They were in a couple of shows, big ones, the Harvest Time Blues Festival in Monaghan in Ireland and the Rhythm Festival in Bedfordshire in England. So he was over there. It was August. He hadn't put any new music out for a long time and was quite common. He wasn't big on staying locked up in studios, but he was in the mood. Anyway, they were doing stuff in England, and he was really excited about it and was bouncing around, and they got these working mixes of good things together with. They were going to come back later in the year because, Sherman lived over here to finish up and maybe clean up, redo the vocals and a little bit of, tidying up, so to speak. But sadly, on the flight home, Sherman had a stroke. He never came back to a studio or a stage. Anyway, the EP is out called One More Time. It's on Marcus's label. If you can't find it, just look up Marcus Malone. It's Redline Music. And enjoy something pretty unique, different, that you won't be hearing any more of, which is very sad. So yet another posthumous release.
It's been five long years. There's been some good times, some filled with tears. Save the best for last. One more time. Where you headed for that door? Tell me, baby, you don't want me no more. I don't believe it's true, so I'm asking you one more time. One more kiss from your lips, one more touch from your fingertips before you go, baby. One more time. I'm crying for you. Just don't get on like we used to do. Come back to my loving arms, woman, one more time. One more kiss from your lips. before you go. This time, baby, one more time.
Is a public affairs bulletin board announcement from your station for progressive information, WRFG 89.3 FM and WRFG.org. Artist activist Charmaine Minifield presents her latest Praise House installation at Southview Cemetery, the burial grounds of Atlanta's first freed folk. Ancestors include Alonzo Herndon, John Wesley Dobbs, Geneva Hagerbrooks, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s parents, and John Lewis. Opening September 21st with a procession in remembrance of the 1906 Atlanta Race Massacre, the installation acknowledges the victims buried at the site and uplifts restoration efforts of the cemetery. For more information, the website is praisehouseproject.org.
Sherman Robertson, One More Time, a posthumous EP released through Marcus Malone in London. Let's get some happy as we head into the Woodenhead BONERAMA combination and my interview with Mark Mullins about all things brass and beautiful. Yes. And I can't think of a better brand new release than Mr. James Hunter. When I first started on the radio, I guess it was, the first year or so, I'd be playing James Hunter and people would be calling, Bob, where'd you find these rare old Sam Cooke tracks? Skinny little white boy from London who worked on the London Underground. Just happens to be a tremendous singer. So he's got a brand new album in November. I've got a track for you. And then we will move on to Woodenhead.
given chance. Then how can I go wrong? So I'm sticking with a sure thing, yeah. Sticking with a sure thing. Whoa, that last long shot took up all I got. So my gambling days are gone, and I'm sticking with a sure thing. Sticking with a sure thing, yeah, from now on. I had luck before, later up and wondered. You soon see luck can't outrun me much longer. Oh, I finally got hip, got the inside tip, but what took me so long? And I'm sticking with a sure thing, yeah. Sticking with a sure thing. Whoa, now we so close to that winning post, and that's right where we belong. And we're sticking with a sure thing, yeah. Sticking with a sure thing. Sticking with a sure thing, like we should have all along. And we're sticking with a sure thing, yeah. Sticking with a sure thing. Whoa, now we so close to that winning post, and that's right where we belong. And I'm sticking with a sure thing, yeah. Sticking with a sure thing. Whoa, now sticking with a sure thing, like we should have all along, yeah. I said we're sticking with a sure thing,
Well, good morning, folks. It's London to Louisiana, and as promised earlier in the show, got a great guest for you, very relevant to a superb and unusual show going on tonight. We're talking to Mark Mullins from BONERAMA down in New Orleans. Hey, Mark.
Well, hello. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm not any younger, but, I'll do the best I can.
I'm younger every day, and I'm living the lie. I'm living the lie, and I don't know what the hell.
You forget I'm the one that sees you in action, and I grin and I go, I don't know what meds he takes, but I don't think he goes to the gym that much, and he's always fit, and it just drives me nuts.
I appreciate it. Yeah, playing the trombone from New Orleans, that's like a treadmill within itself sometimes, it seems, so it works.
Please don't share with other brass players that this is considered a sport. We're going to really get into trouble here. So tonight's show is the band WOODENHEAD, and it's their 50th anniversary at the Sadiq Performing Arts Center, which is in the school in Sandy Springs. And I have to be honest, I've seen the other players in the band. I've not seen this show. I've seen Jimmy play a few times. But, you know, if we got him on the program, he's such a technical whiz, he would lose us or lose me in seconds talking about guitars. So
Jimmy, to me, Jimmy's like just a guitar player's guitar player. And in New Orleans, where we're from, I think of Jimmy as like the New Orleans Jeff Beck, if you will. I don't know if anybody wrote that ever or said that to him. He might not, you know, he's too humble to accept that. But he's just a brilliant virtuoso guitar player, 12-string, 6-string, progressive rock influenced, I guess, fusion. But we had a rock band years ago called Mulebone, and he was a straight-up rocker in that band. But what he does with Woodenhead is along fusion lines. It's a band that he formed in 1975. So Woodenhead is celebrating their 50th anniversary. And Jimmy and I have intertwined over the years, over the decades, for maybe over 30 years together, in and out of bands like Mulebone, and me playing with Woodenhead over the years with myself and with horns, a horn section. And we're just ecstatic to be able to bring the Bonerama horns, which is my band, my main band these days. But we never get to Atlanta. So at least we're bringing the Bonerama horns to Atlanta to be with Jimmy on this 50th anniversary Woodenhead show, which we're very, very, very excited about.
That makes it super unusual for me. Having not seen the original band and now plugging you in as well, that's quite a dramatic fill-out. And it's one of those things that I try and explain to people. Sometimes I got to play you the music because everyone's interpretation of genres, how to categorize something is different. This is prog jazz, it's rock, it's funk, and I think someone said that Woodenhead was the first jazz fusion band. And I say, look, if you've got a stage full of very talented and accomplished musicians, you're going to hear great music. I don't care what label you want to put on it. But this is why we use clips. Sounds like, and then off you go with the bits and pieces. It's funny you bring up Mulebone, because that's got to be, what, late 90s?
It was, yeah. It was late 90s. There's two albums out that get a cumulative total of about 6 listeners per month on Spotify. So we're still in the single digits after all these years. But even though we won all these awards, whatever, the awards don't mean anything. But no, it was a fun band. It started with John Groh and myself put it together from day one.
That's what people don't realize is that, you know, John Groh from Papa Groh's Funk was doing that too. And what, playing guitar? He was playing
mostly B3, singing, and he was playing guitar on a bunch of tracks, and pretty well. And that was a ball, you know. John was with us for the first album, then he left to do Papa Groh's Funk, and we kept the band going for a few years and did a second album. And that second album really features Jimmy Robinson on guitar, who you'll be seeing tonight with Woodenhead, with his band, celebrating the 50 years. But Jimmy's all over that second record big time. He's on both records, but the second Mulebone album, Only in New Orleans, has got some blistering cool Jimmy Robinson guitar solos on there that just don't get heard enough, I think. If anything, listen to the album just for Jimmy. But no, he's just amazing. Jim, and I'm very, very excited to be able to play with him anywhere, but especially here in Atlanta tonight, because we just don't. It's so close to New Orleans, but we don't get to Atlanta enough. We're always zipping past to get up to the Northeast, because that's where all the big cities are closer together, and this and that. There's a million reasons.
And you get to play at all these big snooty venues. And
I guess. I mean, it's hard. Like, my band is Bonerama, right? It's 7 of us, and so it's a lot of mouths to feed on the road in today's musical business climate, if you will, where it's not getting easier, and it's not just us getting old, but it's part of that. But a lot of it is just things have changed. It's just harder to get people to come out to see shows. From what I used to see before, our crowd is getting a little bit older. People have more other things to do in their lives these days. You know, there's just a lot of other things going up against, well, do we go to a live music show or do we do something else? Or so it gets tough. So we're happy for some of those other snootier venues that will hire us and sort of pay for our
show me your corporate
tickets. No,
show me your corporate money.
We're certainly not getting rich off of this stuff. We're doing it for the music, to keep it together, and so we just need some basic expenses to get us up there and feed a guy and pay for stuff. But we'd like to make a little bit.
Did you sell off the name Mulebone? Because today it's a New York blues duo.
Yeah, they're from, I want to say, I think they're from North Carolina, if I understood correctly. We both started around the same time, and no, we didn't sell it off. We'll still do a reunion show with our Mulebone. We just haven't kept the band very active much because everyone's got different things going on. So, but they're a blues duo. I thought they were from North Carolina or so.
I think I saw a reunion a couple of years back, because I know that John was with you guys. It was a 27-year or something like that.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Right. So which of the horns are in tonight's show? Is Son Michael part of it?
Yes, we'll have Greg Hicks from Bonerama, who's been there for quite a long time, on trombone, and my son Michael Mullins on. I don't know if he's going to be playing bass trombone tonight or tenor trombone, because he goes back and forth. But he's an excellent trombonist and really great singer, and I think he's going to be doing a little bit of singing tonight as well. So it'll be the three of us from Bonerama, augmenting and celebrating WOODENHEAD's 50th anniversary. They're celebrating all year long with a bunch of shows. We're going to play with them again in New Orleans, Chicky-Wawa, if anyone is down that way later on. And, well, it's next month. It's October 25th if you're in New Orleans. If you missed tonight at the Weber School, take a trip down to New Orleans and come see us down there for Chicky-Wawa.
Michael's got to be, 25?
He is. He's 25 years old. Yep. Staying busy.
I was so surprised. I saw you and him. I was down for French Quarter Fest, and I kind of wondered who it was. I thought, surely that's not Michael, because he's got a beard and 70s shades on, and I'm talking. But it was. And then he started singing. I thought, oh, move over. Yeah. So. Yeah,
Michael's doing terrific. He's got a band called Zeta, Z-I-T-A, and a second band called the New Orleans Legacy Coalition, and that second band features sons of, like, Cyril Neville's son, Omari, River Eckert, Jake Eckert's son, and a handful, Michael, of course, and Bradford Lewis, and a few others. So, and it's a really great. They got it's like a tip of the hat to the New Orleans music tradition, but yet looking forward as well. And it's really cool to see the younger generation take this New Orleans music and look forward with it, like to celebrate it, honor it, respect it, but yet look forward. And that's what it's all about, and it makes us dads super, super proud. It's really cool.
This is now a family tradition. You got to have two bands.
It's how to stay alive and relevant in the music business today. Have as many bands as possible that you can just keep some sort of a calendar going. But no, they're doing terrific. So keep your eye on Zeta, keep your eye on New Orleans Music Coalition. But you'll see Michael there tonight with WOODENHEAD for the 50th anniversary at the Weber School, and couldn't be more proud of him.
No, he is terrific. Those of you that are late jumping in, we're talking to Mark Mullins, who leads the band Bonerama from New Orleans, who are up here tonight to join WOODENHEAD and fill out a stage of tremendous music. And if you're not sure what to expect, we're going to play you some music. But let me just tell you that Frank Zappa quoted WOODENHEAD is a band with no commercial potential and damn proud of it, right? And that's the kind of thing that we want to talk about, right?
That's it.
John McLaughlin quoted, said they're a great band with really great feeling. They've been around forever and they're not really happening. Good. Who wants to go and see what's happening? We want to see what we didn't know. And that was Music Magazine who quoted that.
That's great.
Woodenhead is not for the faint-hearted musically or in spirit. It's a hard-driving, challenging music that will rock you out of your comfort zone. Jazz, R&B, rock, everything you can think about. So, and these are major items.
I can't stress enough. If anyone out there listening is a fan of really just an appreciation for playing the guitar or any instrument, because that's the whole band. But if you lean towards any progressive rock or fusion, that's for you too tonight. But definitely just to see an amazing guitarist, and I need to mention the other people in Woodenhead because they're tremendous. Fran Comiskey on keyboards, Paul Clement on bass, and Mark Whitaker on drums. They've been doing this for a long, long time, and it's just a great unit. On and off the stage, these are just great people too. We talk always about the music in interviews like this, but these are great people. These are people you would just love to just hang out with and talk and hang. And that's more important than the music a lot of times. It's like you could have a great player, and it's like you want nice people. You want cool people to be able. You want the great people to be also cool. And a lot of times that's how it works.
Absolutely.
But it's cool. Good stuff though tonight. And Jimmy, can't say enough. He does. I've been playing with him for over 30 years in these various groups, and he does something every single night. I'll be looking over there. I'll be like, it just makes my head spin around. I'm like, geez, how does he do that?
It is
and that's
very,
a good sign,
Forget the audio. It's mesmerizing to watch him go. Yes. Do that. Yeah. That's
it really is.
Let's hear some so that the audience get their ears cleaned out and have an appetizer for what they're going to hear later.
Mm-hmm.
This is John Cleary from New Orleans, Louisiana, and you're listening to UK Bob, the Good Morning Blues.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Mark Broussard, and you're listening to WRFG Atlanta, London to Louisiana. Don't be eating them green bananas. Let the kids believe in Santa.
Manga African Dance presents the 28th Annual Atlanta African Cultural Festival, formerly known as the Oshun Festival, taking place on September 12th and 13th. This year's theme is Harvest, Africa, which will be shared through theatrical performances, dances, classes, and drum concerts highlighting harvest dances from the continent. Friday, September 12th, includes a morning performance for seniors and school children, followed by an all-ages evening class taught by Tako Sissoko from Senegal. Saturday, September 13th, includes an afternoon dance class taught by Praise Eke from Nigeria, followed by an evening concert open to the general public. For more information, including locations and times, the website is mangadance.org. That's MANGA dance.org.
This has been another public service announcement from your listener-sponsored and supported community radio station, WRFG Atlanta 89.3 FM, WRFG.org.
We're not sure if that was dance number one or dance number two. Mark and I have been through a variety of versions. I thought I had two different songs, and I realized, no, they've just been mistitled. And there are various albums to pick from and YouTube and stuff. So the material's all out there. If you log into YouTube and sign up for Woodenhead and just leave it on play, you'll hear it all, because I think there are half a dozen albums that are locked in there and you can just leave it running. But I often want to say this is the kind of music that we should, it should be a soundtrack for a movie that Quentin Tarantino hasn't written yet, you know. It's got to be in that vein. And I'm glad you mentioned before the break the other members in the band, because that's what I was going to ask you that I don't know. I know you, I know Jimmy. I know of these guys, but never met or talked to them. I haven't seen the band play live, so it's good that we know that. I just want to know whether, when they add you to this, are you going to get some kind of comical introduction? You do know that Johnny Sansone refers to you guys as his plumbers.
Oh wow, that's brilliant. No, that's actually kind of respectful compared to a lot of times what we get. So we'll take plumbers. You know, we're trombone players, by the way, if you're just tuning in. But and you know, after just saying that, I could just hear the jokes rolling in. You're just sitting there in your car driving to work, listening to the show, and you're saying, "Oh, I got a trombone joke." And you send it over to Bonerama Music, or you'll find us on Facebook. You message it; it'll get to me, and so I'll have more trombone jokes to live with, and that'll be a real test to see who's listening.
Well, you think you've heard them all?
I've heard a lot of them. But no, there's always room for more.
The plumber jokes are always to do with crack, and I avoid drugs. You know, it's one of those big things.
That's true.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to tell people something they haven't heard, and they're going to go, "What? How you are the only person that ever got me high? Do you know that?" Now, everybody knows I don't drink. It's kind of an in-joke, you know. Anybody offers me, yeah, I'll have a Pepsi. And I hear people all day long say, oh, God, I got to go home and have something to take the edge off. And I'm going, no, I love the edge. If you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much room, because I don't want to just deaden my senses. You know, I'm the guy that's still there at 3, 4 in the morning at Jazz Fest at the great after show parties. Well, one of those, okay, we're going to take your mind back now. It was 2004, I'm thinking, a Telluride, okay, which was one of the best Telluride sets I've ever seen, because it's the only one I went to. And there's a reason for that, because it was a very heavy New Orleans lineup. Anyway, we're in a juke joint after the daytime show. I'm hanging with you upstairs in the green room of some little small converted church, right? And it's very late. I think it's like 1 a.m. And I don't know how it happened, but Mac walks in, and it comes down a little staircase, and he was staggering a bit. He says, man, I need some of that oxy, okay? So at that point, I grabbed the hose, because you're wheeling around a tank. Now, this is just oxygen, ladies and gentlemen, okay? But that's the only time that I've ever been high, is when Mark let me suck my lungs with some real oxygen, which is what they need to blow their brass. See?
That brings it back. I do remember that. And you're talking about Matt Perron, who plays sousaphone, that walked in the room. Is that right?
No, Mac Rebenak, Dr. John.
Oh, Mac. Oh, geez. Yeah.
So,
I got you. The oxygen
which is why
was
he
everywhere.
would say,
and that was gold.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But it was anyway. It was an interesting week. I think. Trucking backwards. I think we lost Brian. Was it the next year?
We did. Brian O'Neill. You're talking about the original bass trombone player from our band Bonerama, and
because he's been gone. You're talking about time and age and hours. He's been gone 20 years, so that had to be the next year.
That's right. It was 2005. It's after Katrina. Just a few months after, he just had a heart attack playing on a solo piano gig of all things.
Yeah,
Suddenly
exactly.
lost
A calm,
no warning, no nothing.
Calm,
just,
pleasant. 88, no heavy work.
He was like our I don't know, our uncle, our big brother, if you will, in the band at the time. You know, we just started traveling with Bonerama, trying to figure it out. The band was just about 6 or 7 years old at that point, and we were touring, and he was just amazing bass trombonist, amazing guy, great guy, great arranger.
And we have to remember those people.
Yes. He's just suddenly, all of a sudden, he's gone. You know, heart attack. And we never had a bass trombone really since then. And now it's pretty cool because my son is playing bass trombone, and I think of Brian every time I see him pick up that bass trombone and play with us. It's like having a memory of Brian right there. You know, when I hear Michael play, it really comes full circle.
All you and I have to do is talk about him, and it's job done. Because you know. That's what they say. You're not dead as long as people are still talking about you. So
right on. Yeah, you're
that
right.
lineup. That's the reason Telluride is not an easy place to get to. It's 2 flights and a 2-hour drive. Beautiful, unusual part of the world. But for those of you that are trying to gather how big that event was and why I said it was heavy New Orleans, I'm just going to tell you the New Orleans players that were there: the Neville Brothers, Dr. John, Bonerama, who we're talking to now. Papa Marley was there. Anders Osborne was there. Mem Shannon's, he counts as New Orleans.
Yeah.
And maybe a couple of others. Papa Grows Funk was on. I mean, that's a New Orleans strong lineup. Now add in the other national acts. Lonnie Brooks from Chicago. Edgar Winter Group from L.A., which was a knockout show. Elvin Bishop from L.A., Indigenous, I think they're Chicago-based, a very, very good act. And a bunch of other people. What a great lineup, you know?
Government Mule, I think.
Yes, they were. Government Mule, yes. So, that's why I dragged myself on an incredibly difficult trip, and it rained a lot. And thankfully, I wasn't living in a tent. I had some cheap little shack hotel somewhere. But, that was pretty cool.
Memorable trip. I ended up in the emergency tent after the Bonerama set because I didn't prepare for the oxygen correctly. It was one of my first times being up that high. And back in those days for Bonerama, well, even still today a little bit, I was doing like tour manager duties. You know, we were brand new kind of to the road. I was not new to the road, but Bonerama was new to the road, and all the responsibilities for leading the band and taking care of all the details and stuff like that fell on me. Long story short, I was just doing too much, moving around too quick. Wasn't even drinking, and I don't really do drugs or anything. And so I was like, it was just purely oxygen. And I got through the Bonerama set, but we were going to sit in with Government Mule, and I'd already met with Warren. It was my first time meeting Warren Haynes, and since then we played a lot together in various things. But anyway, at that moment, I ended up in the emergency tent. I couldn't move. I was paralyzed, just oxygen, whatever, sickness, and it's a weird feeling. And then I hear Government Mule go on. They had the other Bonerama horns up there, and I couldn't make it because I'm just like, "Sir, did you do any drugs or any psychedelics?" It's like, no, I just can't hang. I just can't deal with it. But now
this is why I quote you as the only person that ever got me high.
Right. that was terrible. But got
no, I did not know about that because I didn't actually catch Government Mule. You know, at some point you have to take a break and go do something else. And I honestly didn't know enough about them. But well, look, make sure you've had all your meds and lots of water tonight. And if you need a little hit or something, I am not the person to help you.
No, I'm not the person to tell you. I don't do too well with that. That's just me. I got no problem with it. I just don't. I don't do well with that. So it's just not my thing. What is the difference if there must be a difference, but I'm not smart enough to know the difference between mule bone back then and woodenhead today? There must be a lot of crossover. Well, you mean, mule bone back then and woodenhead today?
Yeah, musically.
Oh, well, woodenhead definitely leans more towards fusion or progressive rock, if you will, more improvisation. Mulebone was more of a song-oriented rock band back in the day. So it was really about the songs first. And yet I looked around the band. I mean, it was a group of serious musicians, with Jimmy Robinson and John Grohl, Vernon Rome originally on bass, was brilliant, and Mike Barris on the drums. So it was great musicians, but yet we wanted to focus on good songs. So John and I would write together, and really respected songwriting craft, as we still do, but it was a song-oriented rock band, basically, fronted with a trombone, which is, back then, pretty unusual.
No, they were, and it must have been tough to decide which of the two bands to move forward with, and I think you did the right thing. I think it's more commercially palatable, reaches a wider audience to be playing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and when you then, I think, very quickly morphed into doing Sabbath and Zeppelin conversions, which I think rocked everybody because they knew the music, but they didn't know the music, not like this, and that's what made it work.
The Bonerama thing, doing that was a big connection, and it was a great way to get people into the original Bonerama catalog as well, because they would maybe learn from Bonerama. I heard them do Within Post or Frankenstein or something, and then they would come on in, and then they would hear some other whatever other music, whether it was a medley of meter songs or an original that they might not even know was an original. It just becomes music at that point, but it was definitely the covers helped bring people in, whereas Mulebone mostly was purely original, which is I think they were very good songs at the end of the day. I'm very proud of both of those albums, but it was just a difficult sell for sure to get people interested in that band for long term.
I'm talking to Mark Mullins with Bonerama in New Orleans, who's here to play tonight with Woodenhead, the band we're talking about. And those of you that have already got tickets, well done, because you're going to see something hugely unusual of massive quality. And it's very easy to get to in Sandy Springs. And it's the Weber School, and they've got a really quality, state-of-the-art center it's got a studio in there and all kinds of stuff, but a very cool venue, pretty new, only 18 months old. So
nice.
And the musicians, my gosh, Jimmy Robinson, killer guitarist, will turn everybody's head. I can't think of a guitarist that doesn't want to go watch Jimmy, because there's only very few people on, like you described him as the Jeff Beck of New Orleans or something. But it's a very innovative band, some very extraordinary musicians that come together, and they've made it successful for 50 years, probably because it's just that different. I think they're quoted as the first jazz fusion. Remember, when you look at the people they've played with, Bela Fleck, Mahavishnu Orchestra, Dixie Dregs, real range, Steve Morse, Chick Corea's Electric Band, Hugh Masekela, Neville Brothers Sparaja, and so on and so on. Those are the people that they are magnetized and connect to, simply because of the quality of what they're capable of. But to see it played live with the horns added is pretty unique. So if you have the opportunity, please come join us tonight.
Yeah, we're very excited as a trombone player, and as what we do with Bonerama is one thing, and it's called the Bonerama Horns here tonight because it is us, but we're not doing like a Bonerama show. It's all about Woodenhead. It's their 50th year, and like you said, you hit it right on the head when you said quality, because that's how everybody that knows Jimmy and Fran and Mark and Paul and what they do together as Woodenhead over the years, it's always been about a quality musical experience. And these guys, they rehearse constantly. Even after all these years, they're constantly rehearsing. Even if it's older songs that they've been playing for decades, they'll still rehearse them, and just to play through them in a room where no one's listening and fine-tune things. It's just amazing and very, very inspiring. They have the utmost respect of all the New Orleans music community, even if they don't line up stylistically with what other New Orleans bands are doing. It's a true testament to me, just as a New Orleans musician, to see a progressive rock / fusion band, if you will. I hate to even have to call it something, but that's kind of what they've been labeled. To see a band like that make it through the lineage of New Orleans music over the last 50 years, and they're still going strong. They're not doing the dance stuff. They're not doing New Orleans funk necessarily at all, really. It's not that. It's just not. They're not chasing what New Orleans might be known for. They're chasing music that is important to them and that they feel strongly about and that they're very good at doing. And they found an audience, and we hope you guys can check out and be a part of that audience tonight in Atlanta, because it's very, very rare for them to get through Atlanta, and it's even more rare that we have the pleasure to play with them tonight over there with the horns. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I thank you, Mark, for joining us and explaining in much better detail than I ever could about what this is all about and who they are, and we're looking forward to catch. Oh, thank you also for remembering 2001 at the Swiss Hotel. While I walk in with hand field equipment towards Harry Connick, who brushes his jacket as I walk right past him and go, "No, I'm here to interview this guy."
That's when I met you. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
That was.
So
I'll
you're
never
not.
forget that.
Yeah, you're not staying at the Swiss Hotel, and don't be confused.
Yeah,
it's been gone
there?
15 years. No.
Oh, okay. All right. Good deal. Well, I'll always remember that. That was good.
Terrific. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Everything you needed to know there about Woodenhead and the Bonerama Horns, 2 nights together, 1 stage. And I think I've previously given out multiple times the information. But just as a reminder, the Weber School, Sandy Springs, ticket link should be there. Also at Steve's Live Music, also at Woodenhead. I'm going to close out with Woodenhead and finishing piece live at Jazz Fest. A last couple of minutes to round out the show. I will see you in 3 weeks when I return from sunny London, having lost my tan, washed off by the rain.